guys, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. Today I thought we would try something new. I'm obviously in between projects right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a couple journals on the go that I really should probably finish, but it's really hard for me to jump from one project to the next. I kind of need a little decompression time and some time to feel that creativity come back into me to get some new and fresh ideas. So what I like to do is play around in some of my glue books, or in this case, this is a journal that I'm making for myself that is just kind of underway. I just kind of work on it as I feel, and it's an altered book. So it's this beautiful old, it's just a hardcover book. It's from, well, I think I glued over everything. Yeah, I did. But it was, you know, it's an older book. It's probably from the 70s or something like that. And I just loved kind of the look of this book and just kind of how it felt in my hands. And I was like, okay, this one's definitely for me. And I'll take you through a flip through of what I have been doing. So I just left the inside cover pages as is because they are absolutely beautiful and I love the color of them. Then I just kind of inked up the outside of this blank page, so it's a great place for me to still be able to work on and write. And then I've got here, this book belongs to. And then I kind of had decoupaged or kind of collaged some papers that I was working with at the time. And I think what I want to do with this book, because I haven't gotten too far into it by any means, I think what I want to do is kind of have it as a journal of the journals that I've made, if that makes sense. Now, I've made many journals and I haven't really kept track of them other than the videos on my YouTube. So, and there's a few obviously that I didn't video that I've just made and haven't kept any record of them. So I kind of want this journal to be a record of the journals that I make. This will be my book of revelations, because I think that I learned so much with each journal that I make, and I learned so much about myself and my style. I want it to be the journal of my book of revelations, if that makes sense. So stick with me on this quirky journey of mine. So yeah, these are some papers. This is actually a kit that I want to use, and it's kind of a sewing one. This page obviously didn't print out very nicely, but I didn't want to waste the pattern because I thought the pattern was pretty cool. So I just stuck it in this book. And then I just have some other papers here that I had worked with. This is, this could use a little glue. This is just, again, I think it was left over from a kit that I had, and I thought, oh, I'll just stick it in here. Same thing with this. I used this on a journal. I like the paper, excuse me, I had it left over and I needed to cover some text that was there, so I just glued that down. Nothing too exciting. Here I was just kind of playing with some leftover paste that I kind of had. I put down some music paper, some book paper, did some collaging. I found the image of this roses that I liked from some papers that I had printed off. This is just from a magazine, Simply Elegant. I kind of like that. And then of course I've got the texture paste and kind of glitter and some, actually it's not glitter, it is iridescent watercolors that I was playing with. So, and oddly enough, apparently it is Watercolor Appreciation Month or something like that, National Watercolor Appreciation Month. I don't know, I saw it somewhere, so it must be true if I saw it on the internet, right? So yeah, this is just a pocket that I had made so something can go in there. This is my piece de resistance. This was a project that I made some journal cards with, and I loved doing it so much that I wanted to do a spread in this journal for it to remind myself. And this is actually a journal I'm still working on, which is my mermaid journal. So let's take a look at this. Open this bad boy up. Oh, I just love this. This is my all-time favorite page. And this I remember it. It was a night that I really was struggling with insomnia. And so I came down here and decided to do a little bit of creating, and this is what I ended up with, and I just adore it. It's just literally like gluing some textured papers down, different colors. I was playing with different colors. I've got book page and music page and some stamping, And I think this is a piece of a napkin back there. And then I just kind of played around with some, I think they were distress inks that I was using as watercolors. And some of this gorgeous picket fence paper glaze. It is called Golden Rose. I got this from Scrap and Stamp Canada. Really good price. It's originally from Picket Fence, and yeah, I just loved adding some of that onto here. This butterfly from a little set of butterflies that I got from the dollar store, and then just some sentiments I had printed off. Yeah, I just, again, love this page. This page makes me so happy. And then I have another pocket over here, which I created putting 2 pages together. So this was putting 2 pages together. And then what I've also done is I've removed some pages as I go along as well. Because if I kept every single page and made it into like a pocket or a tuck or whatever have you, this is definitely going to be, it would be like a gator mouth, like absolutely wide like this, and I wouldn't be able to close it or add anything to it. So I have to rip out pages as I go along. I have marked out some pages already that I want to keep together and what I kind of want to do with them, and then it kind of stops. I didn't go any further. So let's continue on and see what we can get created here. So I really want these 2 pages to be pages that you can write on, because I have here I can write, here I can write. I could probably write something on here with, like, if I used a black Jiffy marker. Definitely can write here. I can write here. I can write here. This I can tuck something in, so I can't write on that. And I can't write on this, but I can tuck something in here. So I think I need to be able to make this writing. Okay, so let me just grab out some clips. I do need to have the assistance of a clip here just to hold the book open for me. And we're simply just going to, on this one, I think we're just simply going to go through the papers that I have in my scrap drawer and just kind of collage those papers on to here like that. So let me just quickly go over, and I'll swap my baskets here. And then on the other side, I'll show you how we're going to kind of immortalize in this journal, the butterfly journal that we just did together. So this is actually a book page from another book, but it's very brittle, so I don't want to use that. I do have some coffee dyed paper, and I have some white pages, some more book page. See, I think I'll just, I'm going to have white pages. So I'm just going to collage. I think is probably the easiest thing to do. And I just need to get to the pages that I want to use for collage. So I might use a little bit of that. Kind of thinking more book pagey blank stuff, which is some of this. So this is book page. I like the color of that. This is some very old book page as well. It's super thin and brittle. Don't know if I want to use that because I want to be able to try and write on this. So, oh, and I got a whole bunch of strips that we can use. Okay, let's nix this. This will incorporate in. So let me just put this glue topper back in before we have a catastrophe with that. And let's just get started in collaging. I hope everyone's doing well and that you're able to find yourself in your crafty space. Yeah, not much going on here today. I did my video for the flip through for the journal, the butterfly journal that I made. And I went on a couple walks. I walked the dog today twice because my youngest son, who usually does the morning walk, was over at Grandma's last night, and my daughter, who does the midday walks, had a friend over because yesterday was her birthday, so she had a sleepover, and I thought I'd let her continue to play with her friend, and it was so nice out, I decided I'd go for a walk again. And then what else? I've just been kind of putzing around really down here. Loaded that journal on the Ko-Fi site for sale, and yeah. So if you I've decided what I'm going to do is, if you follow me on, it's not Ko-Fi. I'm sorry, it's Coffee. I don't know why I call it Ko-Fi. I'm so sorry. But if you do follow me on the Coffee site, you will get first notification, obviously, of any listings that I do over there. I think I'm going to step away from Etsy. I don't know, it's just, I really just don't like posting things on Etsy. I find it a lot easier on the Coffee site, to tell you the truth. I don't have to enter the weight. I don't have to, do exact measurements. I don't have to, there's a lot that I can kind of get away with. I still measure my items and list them, how big they are, but then I don't have to worry about shipping and stuff. I just include shipping in the price. So, or I like that you can set shipping for different places on Coffee. I haven't been able to figure that out on Etsy, nor have I honestly really wanted to tell you the truth. Their interface is not Chala friendly, we'll call it. But I mean, nothing wrong with the site, trust me. I know I've purchased a hell of a lot of stuff off of there, but just in terms of me selling things on there, not my favorite. So yes, all that to say that if you follow me on Coffee, you will get advanced notifications of those listings. You'll kind of have first view of those for purchase. So there's a little FYI for you. And my phone is just kind of buzzing incessantly here. Hopefully you can't hear that. So after I glue this down, I'm just going to take a peekaboo and make sure it's nothing important. Last time there was a serial killer on the loose. Oh yeah, it's just Temu. No Temu, I cannot buy anything. Go away. I can't buy anything at all. I know there's things on there that I like. I don't know how to get that notification off my phone, to tell you the truth. But, oh well. It'll just continue to plague me and taunt me, and it'll be fine. So yeah, other than that, it was beautiful weather today here in Calgary. And then we've got the Calgary Stampede going on. For those of you who might not know what that is, the Calgary Stampede, for those of you in the States, is basically like your county fair or a fair, but like 100 times bigger. It's the Nationals Rodeo kind of happens here, like the first kind of preliminary bull riding stuff happens here, and then it goes out to Strathmore after that for the championships, I think, out there, as well as Edmonton as well they go. What else? Fair rides, fair food, obviously. Lots of exhibitions. It's very agricultural. There's the super dogs, or they're not super dogs anymore. It's like the super dogs, but there's lots of little things to see. There's talent shows. Pitbull was playing last night. Lots of country music stars, up and coming talent as well, performing. So basically every day there's free breakfasts for like 10 days. There's a ton, actually 10 days or more. There is a poop ton of free breakfasts in and around the city. And yeah, our homeless population eats very well for those 10 days, which I'm so happy about. I like volunteering at the pancake breakfast that my office puts on for work. It's very enjoyable and rewarding to be able to provide breakfast to. It's not only for the homeless, but it's for everybody. But obviously, it does benefit our homeless population. So there's that. And yeah, what else? Fireworks usually every night. I don't know if they're still going to do them because a lot of people have been complaining about the noise of the fireworks, but it used to be like the big grandstand show. So like music and singing, and then the fireworks show. So I don't know if they're going to be doing it this year. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people have complained about the noise, scaring their dogs and waking them up, and I don't know, it's for 10 days, people. Well, I guess there's also like the environmental aspect of it as well. So if it's, too hot and dry here, we're obviously not going to have the fireworks because that would not be cool. We don't want to be starting any fires for sure. But yeah, it's usually really fun to go see that. We went last year for the first time taking the kids, and for me it was a living nightmare. We went on family day, which was like the worst day to go, but it was free admission until 11, and so we thought we'd check it out because we knew it was going to be expensive. Well, we got rides, like an all-day ride pass, which was the worst thing we could have done because we couldn't get on any rides. And we got on 3, maybe. I think we got 3, and they were all really, really crappy rides. Like one was literally, we counted, the 30-second haunted house little thing that we went through. It was brutal. And it was like about a $500 day, you guys, like 500 Canadian. So if you're from the States, multiply that by 1,000. Yeah, no, it was a very expensive day and just too many people. And my husband is not fun to deal with either when he is around too many people. He doesn't like crowds either, and he doesn't like loud noises, so it was definitely a miserable day for him. So we will not be going this year is kind of the end of that, or the moral of that story is we will not be going again this year. It was just too much. The food is so expensive, everything just, ugh. But I guess that's half the enticement of it, right? Is all the new and unusual. The one year they had deep fried scorpions or deep fried Oreos, of course mini donuts and corn dogs and poutine and all that sort of stuff, ice cream and cotton candy. But that's just not enough to entice me to go back. I will figure out other things. I will figure out other things to get my cotton candy and food, interesting food choices. But yeah, that's what's going on here. And then I am headed back to work Monday, which I am looking forward to, which is good. I think my head is in a good space after my little meltdown. So I don't know if I shared with you guys, but I literally was on the way to a doctor's appointment. And I started having a panic attack. Don't ask me about what. I have no earthly clue. But I started to have a panic attack. And by the time I got to the doctor's office, it was pretty hard and heavy. I got into they tried to take my blood pressure. They couldn't, because obviously I was like shaking and crying and breathing heavy and hysterical and really a hot mess. I was just a hot mess. And, I think our health profession needs to do a way better job of training people on panic attacks and mental health issues. Because even, it was like my own doctor didn't even know how to deal with it. Like, he was like, ugh. He got me some water. He had the nurses, come in and check on me, try to help me breathe. But he was really at a loss, because I heard him say, he's like, well, if she goes on for any longer, we'll have to call the ambulance. And I'm like, no, ambulance, no thank you. And he's like, hey, like, if you can't get this under control, and he's warned me a couple times that I was headed for a breakdown. He's like, here's the deal. either take some time off of work and get some much needed rest, or I'm sending you to the hospital, which ultimately would end up in me going to the mental health section of the hospital, and I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. So I opted for the, what do you call it? House arrest. Let's call it house arrest over jail. So yeah, that's what I opted for, and it was good. It was a good time. I went actually on Thursday to our quarterly meeting that we usually have with our office, because I didn't want to miss that. That's, you know, it's a pretty big thing when you're planning for the next several months of a business, and, you know, wanting to be there in the room when you hear what the goals are and everything. You know, I definitely didn't want to miss that. So I went for that day, and then we were supposed to have our first softball game, but sadly it started raining out of nowhere, like mad. It was raining cats and dogs, and I almost stepped on a poodle, ba-bum-ching. But no, it was so bad. It was pouring, and we had a whole bunch of floods in Calgary where one of the rescue boats had to go rescue people from their cars from one of the roads. It was, yeah, kind of scary, but I did survive that as well. The rain had kind of slowed, but the ball diamond that we were at was just literally down the road from where we were having our meeting, so that was nice. We just took a shot down there to make sure that we weren't going to get noted as a loss if no one showed up, right? But I guess the other team was there, and then it was kind of like we called it for rain. So the pitcher's mound was like flooded, and the dugout was flooded, so we weren't playing. But, you know, the girl who's organizing at work, she's just such a gem. She was so worried, and, you know, this is, I think, her first time organizing an event like this, so I didn't want to let her down and say, oh no, I'm not going. I'm like, okay, let's just head down there. Let's take a look. Let's go for it. I mean, it's literally a 5-minute drive. It's not going to hurt to drive down there and make sure that that we're not going to take a loss for no one showing up, right? Loss by default. So we headed down there, a few of us, and made sure that we made the effort. And if it wasn't as windy as it was, I could handle the sprinkling rain, like we were going to do a practice, but it was just pretty windy, and there was some lightning, and apparently swinging a metal bat in the air while there's lightning is not a good idea. So we decided not to have a practice, and then I just went home. But I still didn't get home till until about 8 at night, which is, I'm usually in bed by then, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's what happened there. So this week I've got some Stampede events for work. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna go to, because I have to see how far behind I am. But I was really hoping to do the volunteer again at our office Stampede breakfast that we hold. And then, yeah, a couple schmoozy events, and then just lots of work. So that's kind of my week. And then a girlfriend wants me to check out a band with her. She has this band that's apparently really good, and she wants us to check it out, and she's going. And so she's invited us, some people, to go see. And I don't know, we'll see if I can do that. I think that's 2 events in one day, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to tolerate that. But we'll see. We'll see if I can swing it. It's kind of nice to, you know, want to be social again. Because usually my first thing is when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, and when the dark creeps in, I call it the dark. When the dark creeps in, my first thing I want to do is seclude myself and not be around people, just be a hermit. Let the world pass by without me. But we'll see. Okay, I have too many strips. I need more squares stuff. This could work. But would that look a little funny with that? I don't know. Let's use some of this. This is some of my coffee dyed paper. It's very, very grungy. I kind of like that. Kind of like the grunge. There it is. And I need to get rid of this. Yeah, it feels good to be in the studio. I want to call it a studio. I don't want to call it a craft room. It's a, what is it? It's a 5-letter word that I don't like, craft. I don't know why. It just seems like a dirty word. It doesn't, I don't feel that people take me seriously when I say, like, I like to craft. I think they think I'm like playing with popsicle sticks, which sometimes I do. Don't judge me. That's fine. There's no judgment there from on my end either. But you know what I mean, like pom-poms and popsicle sticks, and you know, they don't think it as real art. Whereas if I start treating myself more like an artist, and I think everyone should do this, if you're a creator, treat yourself like the artist that you are, because it is art. You are creating art, and you should definitely treat yourself like an artist, and you should value your work the same way artists value their work, because you're creating one-of-a-kind pieces. So that's my soapbox today. I don't know. I mean, people don't appreciate like the time that my mom puts in to making slippers and like knitting these granny slippers. We call them granny slippers because my granny literally made slippers, and it was her like go-to slipper pattern. But yeah, if people actually realized how long it actually takes her to do that sort of stuff. Same with journal making too, and she also makes quilts. She makes these fabulous quilts, and she is so darn good at it and precise. Like, her stitching is impeccable. She managed to make a California king size quilt for my husband for, I think, okay, thank you. Sorry, my husband was just letting me know dinner in 10 minutes. But for my husband, for I think it was his birthday or Father's Day or something. And it's this gorgeous dragon quilt. And she managed to do this without a long arm. She hand quilted this thing on her sewing machine. Now, if you guys have ever sewn, you'll know that when you have any sort of bulk with fabric or anything, that it's difficult to maneuver around a sewing machine. And I'm just going to try and pull mine over here so you get an idea. So she actually has, is this going to work? I don't know. She actually has like a sewing machine that is designed for quilting. What am I doing here? I've got some weird stuff going on. Hang on. And so here's, you know, the sewing machine, and you have, this is a regular sewing machine, okay? So I have about, from here to the inside of my sewing machine, I can't show you. Like, can you see that? That's literally like, how many inches is that? Why don't I measure? Because that would be smarter, Chala. It's about 7 inches of length in a regular sewing machine. So hers has obviously a little bit more. So I probably say she might have, I don't know, 14 to 17 inches to work with maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mom. But imagine sewing a California king size quilt and like doing all the quilting work, and like she had like bungee cords set up and rigged up to help hold the bulk of this fabric. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to try and put a photo in right about here. Yeah, amazing. She's just an amazing lady. So for people like that, forgot what I was doing. Let me bring this back. You know, people don't appreciate the time and work that goes into it. Now, I've also unfortunately seen some people who sell their work where it's, I don't want to say it's bad or anything like that, but it's just not quality. So it'll, you know, you can see it falling apart. You can see that things aren't done, you know, the right way. So I take the time and I make sure I take the time and the precision in stuff like that if I am selling my work. Now, oh, I'll just, okay. Sorry, I'm being beckoned for dinner and I shall not keep them waiting. So I am just going to grab something to eat and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a very yummy barbecue chicken breast dinner with some Greek salad and some lightly salted potato chips. It was lovely. I'm glad that my husband was nice enough to cook dinner for me. So, yeah, where were we? Yeah, just talking about making sure, I think it was, treat yourself like the artist that you are. Moral of the story, do that. Okay, so I have troubles with ripping papers sometimes. And I have this teeny tiny, not tiny, but it's about a 5x7, something like that, 6 by 9, 6 by 8 3/4, whatever. Anyways, it's just a piece of craft foam. And it actually works really well to get good kind of pressure, much like you would when you're actually stamping something. This really seems to work well when I'm ripping as well. So that's what I use that for. And so yeah, I'll also bring it out sometimes if I'm stamping. All right, so let's bring this back. We are almost done creating this page to write on. And, oh, I need to rip again, but this should be okay. There we go. Yeah, what else can I tell you guys? I'm excited. I have a camping trip with my dear friend Rosanna coming up. Looking forward to that. And, oh, which reminds me, I have to go online and book something for November. We're doing some camping at a cabin in November. I have to go book that. Must remember to do that. Okay. How do I want this to go? I think I want that there and then one more here. The nice thing about this is you get to practice where to place collage when you're doing neutrals. Just kind of see what kind of layering look you get, which is kind of cool to do. There we go. You know what I've really been hankering to do, you guys? I know this is going to sound weird. Excuse me. But I've been hankering to get another tattoo. I've got some ideas. I have my one here from my grandma. It says, think a lot, say a little. Great words to live by. But I want, my next one, I want, pondering two things. One is my, I don't know what to call her. My husband's daughter from a previous relationship, but my husband wasn't really in her life growing up. It's just more recently that he's been a tad bit more involved now that she's an adult. But anyways, she is a fantastic artist. And she created this little mushroom character guy. And I am so in love with him that I want him tattooed on me. So I am asking her to do a sketch of him blowing a dandelion that's in seed. And that's just to remind me to always wish big. Go for my dreams. Dream big, wish big. And then the other one is Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. And I think I want kind of classic Piglet as opposed to pink Piglet. I think I want classic Piglet kind of, you know, walking into this windstorm. You know how he kind of leans forward and walks in with his little scarf blowing, and on the scarf I think I want it to say, or underneath him, I want it to say, "Be brave." Ooh, I really like the coffee dyed on this side, so I'm going to re-ink that the other way. Yeah, I don't know why I'm really wanting to get another tattoo, but I just feel like I want to. I need, not even that I want to, I need to. I think I need to kind of cement. My body is like my own personal journal. It is my own book of revelation. Maybe that's it. I want to document this journey that I'm going through, this, this personal, very uneasy journey in my life. I want it documented somehow, and I want that documented by Be Brave. With Piglet, I just love Piglet. My favorite color is purple, so you think it would be Eeyore. But all those characters, they're characters that literally, if you dissect them, Pooh is just kind of, go with the flow. He's a little naive. He's, he's kind of, he's naive. That's all I can really say. He's very naive and a little bit gullible, maybe. And I think that Rabbit is like, oh, that's kind of cool. I think I might want to do that. Add a cool bit of texture. Tigger is like the ADD side of people, right? Like he's the excitement of part of your emotions that you have, right? Like I just think he embodies that. And same thing with Roo. I think Roo has that innocence. Roo is all about innocence. Tigger is about, oh, that's going to show through. I'm going to have to cover that. Tigger is about excitement and energy and happiness. Obviously, Kanga is like the mothering side of people. Rabbit is anger. I mean, if there is a character to sum up my husband, I would pick Rabbit because, well, just as a funny thing, my son had his friends over the other day and they had not a campfire, but had the fire table that burns real wood. They had that out, and we eventually want to put a fire pit in our backyard, and so he had placed the fire table where that fire pit would eventually be, and he didn't have enough wood or covering underneath, so the heat from the fire table burnt some of the grass and put a big brown patch on the grass, and my husband was like losing his ever-loving mind. He was Rabbit like there was no Rabbit to be had. And then you have Wise Old Owl, and then you've also got the Beaver or the Woodchuck. Like he's hardworking, he's trying to find a plan, trying to find a solution. I think all those characters, and then Piglet is just trying to be brave, right? All those characters are literally all the different emotions and kind of the things that we need to kind of go through, I think. I don't know. If you haven't read The Tao of Pooh, it's an amazing book. Definitely read that. So, okay. So that was a very long time for me to collage these 2 pages, but I love them. I love them. Look how great they look. And I can't wait to journal something on there. Okay. Let's move on to this next page. So what I have here is I've taken 4 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I had these 4 pages clipped together, which were separated by a paper clip, and then I have this next section as well. And this should be 10 pages in here, 10 or 5. 1, 2. Oh, these are only 2. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, this is supposed to go this way. Okay, I remember now. This is going to go like this. So this is going to be a pocket here and a pocket here. And then for this one, I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to glue these 2 together. And then this one is going to be glued here for a side tuck. Or this is just going to be writing pages. I can't remember. Anyways, we'll worry about that when we get there. How about that? Okay. So I need to get my other papers out. I want the papers that I used for that butterfly journal. Just put all this in there. And I'm going to cover these pages with those. And that'll just kind of remind me of this journal I just did. And I might put some words on the pockets, just that kind of remind me of maybe like strength or something like that, just to kind of remind me of the struggles that I went through personally while making the journal. I try and, when I'm working on things, I try to make sure I'm working on them with a happy and positive and open mind, because I do think that you can embed certain feelings and emotions into a project. That probably sounds really weird to some people, but I do believe that you infuse it with your energy, and I want to make sure when I'm working on things that I'm generally in a positive kind of mind frame. So that's why if you don't see videos being posted, it's one of two things. Either I'm too busy, just with stuff going on with work or kids or what have you, or I'm just not in the right mind frame to do it. I don't want to put negative energy into any of my journals or any of my work. My work is meant to be positive, right? So and I still say, though, that I take some of that anxiety and some of those feelings that I have and I make something beautiful out of them. There's that point of it. But when I'm in my deep dark, I don't create. I don't want to take that risk of infusing my work with negative energy. So just know that I want to make sure that I'm putting in good juju for my journals. So it's kind of going to be sad if I put this here and I cover that up, but then these guys will still show, which is okay with me. Okay. Did I glue this down already? No, I have not glued that down. So I'm just going to use my glue stick. Oh, the year shall cycle round, the cold earth be unbound, all that was lost be found. Now, at the holy hour, the word of power is spoken, the ice is broken. When loss is turned to gain, by joy transforming pain, shall sorrow strive in vain. Now, at the holy hour, the word of power is spoken, and death is broken. The blessed tidings bring, from winter cometh spring. This is the truth we sing. Now at the holy hour, the word of power is spoken, and fear is broken. Hopefully I just didn't summon some sort of spell. I think we're okay. My floor isn't shaking, and nothing seems to be crawling out of the walls, so I think we're safe, but I don't know if I was supposed to speak those words out loud or not. What is it about? Although it's no comfort to you now, I know that you are here for some purpose. Probably should have read this book before I hacked it up. Oh well. Lady of Avalon, I believe is what this is. Marion Zimmer Bradley, Lady of Avalon. It looked really good. It must be, it says Viking. I don't know if that is the name of the book or if it was like some sort of Viking novel. I don't know. I know not. Lady of Fairy. So, who knows? Okay. Maybe. What would happen if I did that? Nah. Nope. Okay, what do we have? Let's just do this. Yes, that'll work nicely, but should I have it this way? I don't think it matters. Kind of upside down, kind of not. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Isn't there something Frankie says, don't worry about it? I don't know. So I don't need that much to show. I don't have to go all the way down the page. I just have to go to about here. Right about here, let's do. ink up the edges just to help it stand out a wee bit more. Yeah, I need to, again, for this I don't mind the Distress ink because it's a bit bolder, but I really am enjoying the Distress oxides because they're just a little bit softer and chalkier. They're not as in your face as the ink itself. The ink is very saturated, I feel. But the only problem is with the oxides, they do reactivate if wet, if wettened. So, you know, you kind of have to keep that in mind as well for what you are doing. Okay, let's glue this bad boy down. And this is just a fun way to spend some time, you know, working on this and just kind of see how it evolves and what comes of it. I like that it's going to be my journal of my book of Revelations. Yeah. Every book I learn something new. Okay, get that on there like that. And I might just throw some art glitter glue just right on the corners, because I don't often seem to get the glue stick right to the edges. It's kind of difficult. Try not to get glue all over any surface that I don't want it to. There we go. All right, let's put that back in there. So do you guys have any plans for the summer? Anything exciting? Let me know what your plans are. I'm trying to find things to do with my kids that, you know, I can do kind of in the evenings or on the weekends, because obviously I work during the week. So, if you have any ideas on how to keep pretty much I'm gonna say three teenagers. Right now they're 12, 12, and 14, but pretty soon they're gonna be 12, 13, 14. So, yeah, any ideas? Because I have two boys and the youngest is the girl. And if you have anything that would keep them somewhat occupied, I'd be forever grateful. That is not going to work. I need this bigger one. Okay, and I think for this one, oopsie dingles, I want to, oh no, I just about threw everything all over the floor. I got so excited there. Sorry about that. This one we will cut about here. And down to here. Okay. Bring out my trimmer. I could rip it with a ruler, but I don't want to take the chance in case I rip all cattywampus. So I will just use this trimmer, and now I just need to find my points. One there and one there. Line it up with this little wire guide. This guide is so stinking handy. And we'll make sure that that fits. So yeah, this is just really simple. Oh, I really did not do a good job of that at all. Oh, I measured it wrong. That's okay. We have more. Or did I just bugger it up? Kind of foobarred that, you guys. That should have worked a lot better than it did. I just didn't have it lined up. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to blame the mojito that I'm drinking. Tasty. Okay. I can salvage this. because this is thick enough paper that I might be able to do this and then do another pocket maybe. Oh, I don't know, you guys. I think I buggered it up. Could do that and then a pocket down this way. Let's do that. That's how we can fix it. Look at that. I'm trying to figure out how best to mark this so I don't have the same conundrum that I did last time. Just fold it back on itself like this. And we'll cut that line. Okay, Godspeed. I'll make sure I cut on the other side just in case. Other side of that line. Let's do there. Probably need to take more, but I'd rather take little bits off at a time than cut too much like I did last time. Okay. Let's go. I'm just going to straighten that edge a bit. And then come in a little bit like this. I don't know. We'll see. I could have buggered it up again. Who knows? Kind of at that point now where my contacts are getting dried out and okay. Well, I just turned it around now. How did I have this? Like this. Okay. That's good. Just going to trim it some more this way. Little bits at a time, little bites. So yeah, this is a really simple thing that you can do, these altered books. All you have to do is, you know, take out about 10 pages every now and then to give you some room. Oh, I still need a little bit more. Yeah, so that's... They're really a lot of fun to do, and you can create some interesting things. I mean, you can do a whole theme if you want. Okay, please tell me that I've got this right now. Yes. And then now I'll just cut it about here. I think I'm trying to decide what I want to do for my next new journal. I have to finish some, like I said. But I think my next one, I believe I have been hounding to do a raven journal for quite some time now. An Edgar Allan Poe, Quoth the Raven journal, and I believe I already have a digital for that. So fingers crossed that I do, so that I can actually make it, because if I don't have it, then I can't, or find some free things, because I can't buy anything. So I'll have to check in my... That's the thing, I would go on Etsy and I'd see digitals that I liked, and I would be like, click, 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 click in the basket, and then I would check out, and then they're literally stored on my computer and I haven't used them. So I gotta stop doing that. That's why this is good. It's making me use stuff that I've already purchased, right? That's this whole plan, is that use what I have, use it up. I don't want my studio to become a museum of craft supplies. I'm going to actually use them up. Okay, so for this, I am actually going to use art glitter glue because of it's kind of on the a little bit in this corner here. It's how the book is rounding right there. And then it's also thicker cardstock. So I'll do, what will I do? Let's do a little bit of both glues, just in case. So I'll use the good old glue stick, or oohoo. Yes, siree. And then I will use art glitter glue as well, because chances are I'm not going to get these corners perfectly. There we go. Oh, and I also want to make a journal cover. I think I showed you guys in one of the last videos a whole bag of scraps. And I want to do a rag, or like a scrap journal, a scrappy journal, with all the scraps that my mom has given me. Because again, they're just sitting here not being used. I mean, I could pull them out more when I'm embellishing ephemera, but I kind of forget sometimes. So, but yeah, I'm going to do a cover with all those scraps. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I think I need a little bit more right there. And then this is going to go on like so. I'll have to just cut off that edge there, which is fine. And find my little tool. This will just help to kind of press down the edges. I might have to come in with some more glitter glue just to make sure it doesn't lift. But it'll be worth it. I find that because our basement stays cool, I find that the art glitter glue sometimes gets a bit cloggy, I don't know if that's a word, but I'm just trying to warm it up. I feel like if I warm it up, then it flows a little bit nicer. Yeah, see, it's coming out nice now. Maybe it's just I had to work the glue down to the bottom too. There is that. I should fill it. But I'm trying to use all the glue in this one because I have another bottle, another nice bottle that I can use. A newer one that doesn't look as disgusting as this one. Because I've had this one for, gosh, well over a year. Like, that's the thing about art glitter glue. It may be expensive, but boy, does it last you a long time. Okay, so we've got that, and now I want a pocket going down here. Do I want to use all three? Or do I want to go back? Let's go back to this one. Yeah. So I'm going to back this on some cardstock that I have. This is just from a tab that had hole punches in it. It's just a blank tab for a binder. That might actually be cool. If I had that little tab there, maybe I can cover that. It doesn't have that plastic stuff on it. Okay, will that come off? Will it come off nicely? Oh, okay, so I've got some of it off. No big deal if it doesn't work out, but if I could kind of keep that little tabby thing, I'd like to. I think that would be an interesting look. Here we go, hold your breath. I did it. Look at that. I did it. The reason why I took that off is I'm just really worried that the glue is not going to stick on that very well. Let's move this out of the way. Oh my goodness, we're already at an hour. Sorry guys. You'll have to let me know what your thoughts are on these videos. If there's anything in particular that you would like to see, that I haven't been doing. If there's a particular themed journal that you would like me to do, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment down below, or even just say hi. It's nice to know that there's other people out there in the world. Even if there's nobody watching me, that's fine. I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. I'm using this more for my therapy than I guess for others. Well, of course I want to be helpful to others and show different ways of doing things and my process, but at the end of the day, if nobody else is watching, I guess that's okay. It's not hurting my feelings, maybe not. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. Must be the mojito. Just cut around that. Yeah, we'll make this a little tuck. A little side tuck. Oh, that sound made my teeth itch. Do you ever get that feeling where, like, my mouth is watering just thinking about this, but, sorry if this gets you like it gets me, but do you remember when you were a kid and you had those wool mittens? Remember how you used to take those wool mittens off? There's one of two ways that you took them off. It was never taking your mittens off like this, no. When they were full of snow, no. You would do one of two things. You would either take your snow-filled mittens and you would just shake them until they came off and water would go flying everywhere and your mom would have a conniption fit. Or, you would take your mitten and you'd use your teeth and you go, and pull your mitten off with your teeth. Oh, and just the feeling or the thought of the wool on my teeth just makes my mouth. So here you can see why I rip pages out. And I'm covering that up with this pocket, so you can't actually tell I ripped pages out. So that's one of the reasons why you do the pockets, so you can't see this here, this ripped out. If I did a better job of ripping them out, you wouldn't even know, but perfection isn't my thing. Again, that's why I like junk journaling. Yeah, but, ooh, mittens, wool mittens and teeth, oh. Yeah, makes my mouth watering just thinking about it. Okay, so now what I need to do is glue this down here and here, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So you want to cover your back before you glue down your pocket, really is what needs to happen. If you want to cover the back. You can leave it as book pages, that's just fine too. You can gesso over them, paint them, collage like I'm doing. So I want to line these two pages up as best as I can. Which can be tricky depending on how many pages you took out in between, but usually holding the page straight up and down like this gets you there. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And then we're going to take this and how did I have that? I need it to be tall enough, but not too tall. Let's cut it about, I want a straight edge, so let's do this. I'm going to keep my eye on the mark that I made. Again, less is more. Take small bites off, because you can always tweak as needed. Take off more as needed. I don't like this sharp corner. That sharp corner is offending me. Let's see if I cannot. Okay, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll just use our scissors to gently round the corner. Super. That worked out well. Oops. Ink this up. almost feel like I need another sturdier label. I don't think the cardstock I chose, or this, because this is just like copy paper, but good copy paper, laser print paper that I printed this on. It's not sturdy like cardstock itself. And then the file folder, or sorry, the tab page isn't very thick either. So it didn't give it as much structure as I would really like. So I think I am going to go ahead and back that again. And I have this big drawer of cardstock scraps. So if I miscut or do anything, like this is a miscut, I was trying to cut with my silhouette. Maybe I can still salvage this. I didn't even try. I got frustrated that it didn't cut through. But this is supposed to be a Viewmaster. Oh, and it's really big. It's like a very big Viewmaster piece. But hey, let's try and salvage it. Here we go. I think I can clean this up and use it, you guys. Not right now, mind you. So I'll just set that aside. Okay, so this should fit on here, maybe? Oh, perfectly, right there. Okay. See, this is why you don't throw paper out, because you can reuse it one way or another. One way or another, I'm gonna get you, or I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one way. That's all I got. No more singing. Church lady will tell me to stop. If you don't know what that means, then go back and watch some of my videos. You'll find out who the church lady is and why she doesn't want me singing. Okay. I really need to... Oh, I got these at the dollar store. It's not a crafting supply. It is a necessary thing that I needed in my van, but I think it will also work in my craft room. So let me just try and find where it is. There we go. So you guys can let me know if, oh, I gotta get my cord out from under here. Caught under my chair. So you guys can let me know if I broke the rules. Lemon scented wet naps. Individually sealed moist towelettes. That is a horrible word, is it not? But yeah, so I got these because I need them for my van and in my purse. I like to have them because I don't like my hands getting dirty or sticky. And I often don't have napkins in my vehicle. But they also should work really well for cleaning my scissors. Actually, alcohol wipes work really well also. But let's try this and see if it helps clean the glue off not only my fingers. Oh, I'm getting ink off my hands on there. And I think we could craft with these as well. Create with these as well. Because if they pick up the stain, it looks like they're picking up the alcohol or the distress ink stain from my hands. And they're fairly strong. When they dry, I should be able to use them as texture pieces. Hey, right? Look at that. Not a creative item or not a craft supply item, but they could be. And this just cleans off the glue off my scissors magically. Let's do it. Awesome. Okay, so instead of a baby wipe, I'm using this wet nap right now. And it's lemon scented. I love me some lemons. Okay, back to the task at hand. We were not talking about lemons prior to this. We were cutting out this little tuck spot. Oh, I get just sidetracked sometimes. My mind just wanders. So you guys get a front row seat of the inner workings of my brain. Okay. My other question is, what flavor is cotton candy? Can anybody answer that question for me? What flavor is cotton candy? Is it cotton candy flavor? Is it its own flavor? Or is the blue like blue raspberry and the pink like strawberry or something like that? If anybody knows the answer to that, let me know, please. Because that's been plaguing me as well. Things I think about before I go to bed at night. What flavor is cotton candy? My first world problem. Okay, maybe I will... Do I want it to overlap like that? Yeah, I guess I could. Or do I want it to come down here? Decisions, decisions. Let's make it go down here. Okay, I'm going to put the glue here. And then over that way. Excellent. Okay. And just to protect the page underneath, so don't glue them together, I'm going to tuck that there. Again, oh, sugar. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Again, using the art glitter glue because this is heavier cardstock. Get it to glue down nicely. There. Why won't you glue down, my friend? Try to make sure it's straight. Oh, this is not gluing down here. What's going on? What in tarnation? Sorry, my hand was sticky and I didn't like it. Okay. Just gonna hold that down for a second. Give it some time to grab the paper. Okay. And you are not sticking on this side. Why, sir? Why would you do that to me? Get in there and stick, will ya? So I am actually going to use the help of these itty bitty clothespins. I just need something to hold it just enough for that glue to catch, and I think these will work. Plus they're cute. Who doesn't like working with miniature things? If the miniature things, as long as they don't fall apart. Again, this is like a dollar store item from years gone by. I gotta tell you, you guys would not believe the stuff I've literally like forgot I had. It is crazy. It's actually embarrassing. And when I was out with my mom at the fabric store the other day, I really, really wanted to buy some craft text. Oh, that's the first time I've seen it here in Canada. It was at this quilting store called My Sewing Room. I've never seen it before here. And I was just so tempted to buy it. I was like, oh, buy it when you see it, right? But I'm holding off and I'm just praying that they don't like stop carrying it between now and the next 6 months. Okay. I think that is good. I didn't do a very good job of inking this up though. That's okay. There, so now we've got a little tuck spot there, and I will trim this off, which is the best way to do this here. Actually, I'm going to use my big scissors. I love these things. When you want to cut straight, the longer the blade, the better off you are, to tell you the truth. And you just have to line up the tip of your scissors. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, try this again. Okay, so to get a nice straight line, especially when working with big scissors, some people don't like working with them because they find them too awkward, but they're actually a blessing. So get it in the crux here, and then you're going to line your tip up with where you want it to end, and you should get a nice straight line. There we go. That was a little tough to cut through of all those layers, but oh look, there's a fun piece we can play with. Okay, there's that. So how much time we have? 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Can we get this covered in 15 minutes? I think we can. We will work hastily here to get it done. Might have to do the same thing on this side with this paper. All right, let's get this. How do I want to do this? I'll just tear it, I guess. It's kind of quicker than going back and forth with all these tools. There we go. I need to put this away because it's in my way. I need to put you away because you're in my way. Move you to the side. Just when you get going here, you kind of end up creating yourself into a 6-inch square area. I need a little bit more room than that. So let's glue this down. Come on. There we go. And get you glued down and make sure you're nice and glued down on this edge. Yeah, I think I have to keep my glue kind of upside down in order for it to flow nicely. Get in there. Get in there. Get in the hole. There we go. Okay, again, you can see where I've ripped pages out here. Try and take a little bit more of that bulk out. Sorry, I gotta recenter myself. I'm kind of moving all over my desk here. Okay, you going to go here like that. And like that. Yes, ma'am. That's exactly how you're going to go. And we will ink you up. Oh, well, I hope this has given you guys some ideas of what you can do. Sometimes the creative well can run dry, and this is just a nice fun thing to do to get you back in the groove. I have a little thing up above me that says, do something creative. I want to do something creative every day. That is my goal. Even if it's just creating one tiny piece of ephemera or a paper clip or anything. Just do something creative every day. Work that muscle, that creative muscle that we have. I hate that I have literally gotten, like, I've lost my imagination as getting older. I used to have such a great imagination. I'd always be writing stories, reading books. Maybe that's it too. I haven't really been reading a lot of for fun books. I've been reading a lot of business books. So that could be it as well. But we've got this amazing book club at work that if we read a business book in the quarter, you can only claim it once. You can read as many books as you want, but if you read one business book, you will get a $100 bonus on your paycheck. Who wouldn't want to read a business book, right? for $100. Yeah, yes, please, sign me up. But then I don't read anything else. So there's that. Okay. Now, and what you could also do for here, did I do it on one of these? No, I haven't done it yet. What you could do instead of ripping it here, I'm traveling again, sorry, is you can wrap the paper around to the back as well and then glue it down and then glue your pocket down. You can also do it that way. Oops, oops, oops. I'm throwing things around. Okay. So this one could go here, and then I would need something to go down that way. Could do that and then do this. No, that's not going to be long enough. Sorry, I really don't want to have to bust open new papers, or I want to use the papers that I already have ripped down. But how best can I do that? No, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. Oh, you guys, what am I gonna do? This didn't turn the way I wanted it to. I don't have any more butterfly papers. Whatever will I do? I don't want to have to rip down more. But maybe I'll have to. Oh, I have some more. What am I talking about? Silly rabbit. I have this stuff over here. I forgot I had already put the bigger sheets away. Yes, queen. Okay, I have that. And I have this. Oh, let's do the bright monarchs. Are those monarchs? Kind of anything orange to me is a monarch butterfly, even if it's not. And there, and then that's just, okay, do it this way. Like that. Okay, hold your breath for me. I think I did it. I think I did it. Sugar Shack. I did it again, you guys. What is going on? I'm not measuring to this corner. I'm measuring to this corner. Oh, I measured to this corner. I should measure to that one. Bollocks. I am such, as Julie from Camellia Craft Designs would say, I'm such a numpty. These are all going to be sideways. Okay, if I do, I can still make this work. I'm going to end up doing another little thing like this over here. Okay, Chala, get in frame. These people aren't here just to see your black Tim Holtz mat. They probably have their own. Yours isn't very exciting, especially if it's covered in glue. Okay, so I have to measure to here from here. Is that about right? Okay, hold your breath. bet you guys saw that and were, oh, what am I doing, you guys? Why is this not working? I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's fine. Everything will be okay. I'll just do another one that way. Okay. See, this is what happens when I get too tired. I ate that big meal and all that chicken. I'm sure chicken has tryptophan in it as well, and that's what's going on, is the tryptophan has hit my brain. Has nothing to do with that mojito. No, nothing whatsoever. And it's making me not think properly. But that's okay. You guys get to see how I end up fixing my mistakes. It's as important to make mistakes so that you can learn, right? Just don't do them again, like me, various times over and over. Gosh, how embarrassing. I mean, I could not post this video, there's that, but I don't want you guys to think that I'm hiding my mistakes. We must learn from them. It's the only way you can learn is by making mistakes, right? So here we go. Let's fix it. That will go up like that. Let's even it out a titch so we can get it on here. Okay. And there we go. All right, we've averted that crisis for the most part. I was just talking way too much and wasn't focusing on what I needed to do. Okay, so I am going to rectify this by, ding, what's going on? Oh, okay, lovely. Yeah, let's just do a straight pocket down that way. Okay, my pencil. So if I line that up right here, and it's going to go down. Okay. I'm going to cut it here, or rip it, whatever I decide. There. And there. And there. Where's my line? There. Okay. So I've just kind of made some little tick lines of where I need to rip, and hopefully this will work out in my favor. But I do want to bring this little gadget back here because it seemed somewhat helpful. There we go. And then I line it up from that point to that point. There we go. But we still have the problem that it is just copy weight paper. So let's bring back our cardstock, and if there's a miracle, there's a miracle. It fits. Okay. Super. Get rid of this. Okay, so yeah, this was quite an adventure, wasn't it? I mean, it literally was one of the simplest things I could have possibly done, and yet I managed to screw it up. No big shocker there. Again, it just forces you to exercise your creative side. Your problem-solving skills come to good use. some of you like to use your problem solving in other ways. Like, I don't know, math, things like that. I don't know where else do you need problem solving? Oh, maybe you want to be a detective. You could use your problem solving skills like that. I, on the other hand, decide that I would like to make as many mistakes as possible in a simple project to see how I can overcome it. Right? I think that's noble. Really, it's noble of me to be this entirely insane. And we're already at time. We're at hour already, hour 30 already. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try and finish this up so you guys can get back to your life. I'm sure you're done watching me muddle through this whole thing. Okay. Bear with me, we're almost there, friends. We're almost there. We just have to get this glued on and we will be golden. Yes, we will. Okay, there we go. We'll just have to re-ink this up. That should be okay. A bit of glue. Now I'm just rushing so much, I'm making a mess. Yep, throwing things around. Glue's going everywhere. Sorry guys, I know this is so long. You know what? Let's not even worry about it. Let's just ink it. Let's actually take, do we have time for this? I don't even know if we have time for this. Well, I know we don't have time for this because we're already over time. I'm looking for my edge distressor. I can't find it, so I'm not going to use it. We're just going to do this. Get it all inked up and we'll be fine. Do a nice big inking on it so we really establish the pocket itself. And actually, I'm even going to take it one step further because we don't have time for this either, but I'm going to make time. Let's put a thumb notch in it. Right about, the pocket's crooked, so this is very interesting to do. With a crooked pocket. There we go. And then, like I showed you guys in my other video, I use my wet wipes or my baby wipes to clean the ink off of this after I'm done, and then it's all nice and colored. Just kind of mush it up. And then we could use it as a texture piece. See? It looks all nice and old and grungy now. So this is drying out, but I'll spray some water on here to help clean it off. And then you get this awesome grungy piece that we can collage on something, I'm sure. Okay. Don't have time for this, Chala. You are way over. Let's bring this back, put you back. And then this can go on here like this. Thank goodness I didn't cut this too low, that it cut off the butterflies. This page was really about adversity. I struggled, and I am struggling with things right now, but I overcame it, did I not? I've overcome it, and I've created something beautiful, just like I'm going to do in my life. I'm going to overcome these mental obstacles, and I'm just going to get more creative and stronger in life. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to glue this bad boy down. Really nice and close to the edge there, because I don't want to lose too much pocket room. Like that. And let's see if I can Get it to the right location here so that it glues down. Oh, sticky hands, don't like it. There we go. Okay, it took us an hour and a half, hour 35. Oh my gosh, an hour 35. I am so sorry, you guys, but we got these pages done. So to kind of recap what we did, that took so flippin' long. We've collaged this piece here so that we can write, so that we can write on it. And then here we have a place that we can text something here. We can text something here. We can text something here. And we can text something here. So we gained 2 more pockets, where we gained an extra pocket and an extra text spot. So thank you so very much for joining me for today's video. Again, I apologize for the length of it. I know that was probably extremely painful for you. I'm so sorry for that. I hope that you all have a great day, and P.S. I love you.